Well, there's two ways this transfer special could really go today. We could either do transfers just as normal, or potentially, this is option two, we could potentially get a new job. Obviously, the new job have to be a Champions League club. I'm not managing in the Europa League or Conference League, but if any big clubs are willing to appoint me, I don't see why not. I think we might be doing a little bit of job hunting today. Hello, welcome to Club 4 Part 23 of the Globe Explorer. Coming up in today's episode, I don't really know what's going to happen today. We could do transfers, we could do job hunting. I suspect it might be a combination of the two, but I guess we'll just see what happens. But before we do carry on with the rest of today's video, let's go and take a look at our end of season review. So as you can see, we won the FA Cup and Carabao Cup, which does mean we've won everything we can with Man City. So we won the Premier League 2 seasons ago. Should have won it this year, but just was not good enough. Just we weren't good enough. Maybe that's the reason why I need to go. We're not good enough, or I'm not good enough for Man City. Honestly, I don't know the reason why we didn't win the Premier League, but we won 2 trophies. That's all we need to know. So players we did bring in, we only signed 6 players because when you're Man City and a squad that decent, which should win everything, we only need to sign a few players. So we signed Joe DeMayer, a very, very good player with a very bright future ahead of him, either for Man City or another team, I do not know. João Paulo, absolute brilliant player. 15 assists and 9 goals, 24 goal contributions. David Bay, also another great player. 25 goal contributions. This guy was only pretty much a second choice for most of the season, but still, 15 goals and 10 assists for a guy that was mainly coming off the bench. Absolutely fantastic, and he did get signing of the season. Nukiyama, again, a fantastic player. I think he got hit down with a few injuries, but he was in there with the goals and 1 assist. Mastriaga, yeah, he was a good solid backup. And Ajax, still very, very young, but very pleased with the amount of goals he's got. 9, not too bad, only for a 19-year-old. That's pretty good. So, board did want us to qualify for the Champions League, which we did do that, but we could have potentially had won the Premier League if we didn't draw that game. If we didn't have, if we had one less draw and one more win, yeah, we would have won the Premier League by on goal difference. We still would have won the Premier League. Very, very, very tight. But I think I'd say both us and Liverpool were equally as bad as each other this season. There's no real out and out winner of the Premier League, but we were just well, obviously we did have that spell where we didn't lose at all till we got to Liverpool, which is ironic because we lost against them twice. We lost against them there, and we lost against them after that spell with really great form. And after that, just didn't recover from it at all. Champions League got getting knocked out to Arsenal on penalties. Very unfortunate. Obviously, FA Cup, we won that. Obviously, Carabao Cup won that as well. So we did well in the trophies that I couldn't care less about. That's the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. Then we didn't do so well in the stuff that we really care about, the Premier League and Champions League. So biggest win this year was the 9-0 win over West Ham. That's completely ridiculous, because West Ham, they're a good side. Well, not good against us. Match to remember was a 5-2 win over Newcastle. Then Harushka got goal of the season against Millwall. Harushka scored quite a good number of goals. I'm thinking this might have been a volley, I'd say. But honestly, can't remember how good this goal was. He got 2 in that game, but let's see if this goal was definitely worthy of a goal of the season. I feel like he has scored at least a couple of good goals this season. So club reputation stays the same. Annual revenue, some bits have gone up, some bits have gone down, most notably competition prize money, which doesn't make sense because we got further in the Champions League than last season. That doesn't make sense because we finished second in the Premier League last season as well. That really doesn't make sense, the competition prize money. sponsorship has gone up massively. And we do sell a whole lot of shirts. Haaland still being up there is very nice to see, very surprising. And along with Bellingham, Vigaga, Stanley Avich and Foden, almost certain all of them will be staying. Actually, but Bellingham might not be staying because he's upset that we didn't win the Premier League. So Haaland got fans player. I tell you what, I totally agree with that. He's been pretty much the only one that's played really well all season. João Paulo, young player of the season. Obviously, David Michael signing of the season. Erling Haaland, top goal scorer with 44 goals. And still we didn't win the Premier League. And Paulo got 15 assists. That's very, very good. And obviously, Erling Haaland continuing to break the record. Most league goals by a player now 297. Really get that to that elusive 300? Possibly. I think that's definitely doable. Obviously, he is contracted for another season. But let's take a look at see what the board want us to do next year. So all of this is pretty much the same. I can deal with that. The objectives to work within the wage budget, that's fairly easy to do because we've got 1 million spare wage budget, and this is the transfer budget. We've got 250 million potentially to spend if we're still here. Obviously, we're never going to spend that because I'm not sure who we're going to sign if I'm still in charge. But apart from that, most of it is basically the same. They do want us to win the Premier League, and we are also set to have a takeover. I'm not sure if anything's going to materialize soon, but we'll accept that. Let's talk to the guys, see what they want us to do next year. I'm going to tell them we're going to win the title, and they all agree with that. I'm not going to speak about anything else. Just they've agreed to win the title. As if they do. Obviously, it might take us leaving the club for them to winning the title and winning the Champions League. So I think something like that happened with Man United, where we in the previous version of the Globe Explorer. I think we left Man United then a couple of seasons after they did win the Champions League. I think it turned out like that. But in terms of job hunting, we have applied for one job, and that is Bayern Munich. I'm not sure they did get to the Champions League final. Obviously, they haven't played it, so if they do win the Champions League, they didn't. I don't think they actually qualified for the Champions League through their league. They didn't, but 58 points. That is absolutely shocking. That absolutely shocking. I mean, I don't know what Frankfurt are doing. I don't know if they weren't even in Europe this year. So I think if Bayern Munich don't qualify for the Champions League, we probably don't go there. But I wouldn't mind going to a different country, trying to maybe turn this save into like a glory hunter, because we've won everything with Man City. Just to see if we have. My manager type. No, that's not it. Well, how do I see what trophies I've won? So we've won 5 trophies in the past 3 seasons. So we won the Premier League in my first, Community Shield and Carabao Cup in my second, then FA Cup and Carabao Cup in my third season. So the season just gone. So there is arguments that is good enough to probably look for another job. So I guess probably just come back. Maybe when the transfer window opens, maybe when we've got a job interview. I don't really know what's going to happen, so I guess we'll just see what I find out. Just see what's it. The point is, I don't know what's going to happen. So it's currently the 12th of June and the opening of the brand new Premier League transfer window. We haven't signed anyone, but we are in the process of selling one player who we shall confirm in just a moment or two. But let's see who we've been rumoured with. Also, I've been rumoured with this defensive midfielder. We're going to scout him just in case we can hijack it. I'm still on the edge of between staying and leaving Man City. I think at the moment we're probably staying for now because Bayern Munich haven't offered me a job interview just yet, nor is there any other jobs that tickle my fancy just yet. So, first person we've been linked with is Benjamin Sagnier. Now, this guy, I mean, yes, he's 5'11". He was brilliant against us. He scored at least 2 goals against us. So let's see if we can find. It wasn't that game. Where was it? Here we go. So Benjamin Sagniak scored 2 goals against us, and it's actually really good. So potentially he could be a guy that we could sign, but see, we've got Josanovic on that left hand side, and potentially Phil Foden. Phil Foden has said to me that he wants to retire this year, but we've asked him to reconsider it. So if he doesn't retire, he's going to stay as our backup left winger. Alejandro, yeah, that's fairly rubbish. Sure, obviously we'll scout him just in case it's a false scout report, just to see if it can if he is actually any good. Subalaga, again, a quite cheap centre back, only 18 years old. Wanted by, we might have to sign him. I mean, we've got money to throw around, so I guess it would signing a 18-year-old centre back who, if it has to happen, we just keep him in the under 21s, which could potentially happen with like some players that we do potentially try and sign this year. Does he have a release clause, that Subalaga? 31 million. We're not going to pay that. We'll pay below it, but yeah. So at the moment, one player is leaving, and that is Alfonso Davies. He was going to leave on a free transfer anyway, so we've got in some money for him. That is 700k. So it's a big loss. We just signed him for 54 million. So, but most of the time, he was a great player, but he just wasn't going to sign a new contract. He was refusing to sign one, so might as well sell him for a bit of money or lose him on a free transfer. So that's what we've done. We've also received a loan offer for Ben Smith. We have offered, we've given all our young players new contracts, and we'll just we'll send them all out on loan. I doubt any of them have got decent potential. Brad Williams, possibly. I'd say all of these 4-star players, they have the potential to be first team players, along with Jorge Rodriguez, who has had the season of his career with Dorking Wanderers, 8 goals, 15 assists. Possibly one for the future. I doubt it, because he's still a leading Valorama national player, even though he tore up League 2. Still doesn't make sense, that. So I reckon he's probably League 1 level probably at best. Maybe another spell down in League 2 or the Valorama National League, then he might be Premier League ready. I very much doubt it. I doubt he's going to reach that full potential, but it would be great if it can, because I don't think I've ever actually developed anyone from our youth setup yet. I'm not very good at developing youth players, especially from the development centre. Yeah, 18-year-olds from Barcelona, Brazil, Argentina, absolutely all good. Apart from that, nothing else to mention about. No other jobs that tickle my fancy, apart from the Bayern Munich job, but I haven't heard anything from him. Andre Postecoglou is the favourite for the job. Blue Neri, actually, I wouldn't mind to go to Inter Milan, so we'll keep an eye on that job. Just see if anything does happen. In terms of transfers, we're not planning on signing anyone apart from Matsu Balaga. That's about it. So I guess we'll just come back mid-July if anything else doesn't happen. Obviously, if we get any job interviews or job contract offers, obviously I will tell you about them. But in the meantime, I guess the world's our palm tree, or whatever the silly catchphrase is. Let's go forward to the middle of July and just pretend like we're not looking for a new job, which we are. Well, here we go. I was waiting for this moment to finally arrive, but Bayern Munich have finally given me a job interview. I probably applied for it about, I'd say, a month ago, definitely before the end of last season. So let's see what questions they ask us. So, can you ease our concerns that you've never previously managed it as well? First of all, I've never been given the opportunity to manage in a foreign country, so it's probably not hard. I'm managing Man City, a very high and respectable club, so shouldn't be too hard, should it? Uh, my standard in the game should be more important in your decision making. Yeah, that's fine because at the end of the day, I'm managing a European club, so it should be fine. You have one relegation. Seriously, we're still talking about that. You really think I'm going to get Bayern Munich relegated? We would widely tipped. It happened once. Considering it's only happened once in my career, I don't want to disagree with him. I can't hide from that one. It's recorded from posterity and hope you get. I think that's probably the right option because it's on my CV, but there's nothing I could have done about that because it wasn't my fault. We receive a large yeah, I don't really. I deal with the media just fine. I only do press conferences. I only around them, only like one a couple of times a month. I only do them. The rest of the time, I do. Just let my assistant manager do them because what's the point of doing it every time? So they'll be bored of seeing me otherwise. You have previously been embroiled in media controversy, have I really? What can you say to address our concerns about that happening in the future? That happened a long time ago. I've learnt from my mistakes. Are you willing to assure us that you do a better job of meeting expectations? That I mean, yes, I mean you do have Mbappe in the squad, so you should be winning the league with that and the Champions League with him. So, yeah, my record speaks for myself. We don't want a repeat of our last manager. What happened to him? Who was their last manager? What happened to him? Let's have a look. Luis Enrique. He got sacked. How can you get sacked from Bayern Munich? I have a proven track record yet. Uh, who's the director of football? Matt Sabiri. Okay, he's okay. He's 61. I suspect he's going to retire within a couple of seasons. Yep, I'm happy to work with him. I don't really need to make any changes to the backroom staff. I'll work with what I've got. So, board culture. Wow, this might be interesting. So they want us to sign German players. Okay. Sign players based in Germany. This might be interesting. This might get a little bit tricky, I reckon. Because, don't really know that many German players unless we just sign the German national team. I think that's what they're leaning towards. What's sign players based in Germany? I presume that's players that are playing in the Bundesliga, which I guess is fine, but I'm not sure how easy it is to track players from Dortmund to Munich. That might be a little bit harder to do, but apart from that, it's similar to Man City, play attacking, entertaining, possession football, high tempo pressing football. That's all good, that stuff. Maintain the club status as the biggest team in the world. I think we can do that. I'm happy to work with that. If I had a title fight, I'm gonna agree with that. Transfer budget of 62 million. Obviously, we are about halfway through the transfer window, so I guess that's fine. It's not 250 million like we got with Man City, but that's fine. Proposed wage budget of 5 million. That's all good. I guess the big question is how much of it are they spending? I have any other requests? No, no, I do not. We are trying to sign a left back. This is going back to Man City, but I very much doubt he's going to sign. But I guess it's a waiting game now, just to see if Bayern Munich do want to appoint me. I did try to get some more coaches, and hopefully we could try and get Phil Foden in as a coach who is making a decision to retire in a couple of days, which I'm not happy about. But if I leave Man City, I couldn't care less about Phil Foden. So I guess we'll just come back either when we've got the Bayern Munich job, or when we've signed someone. I honestly, I don't really know what's going to happen from here. Well, here we go. This might be bye bye to Man City, as Bayern Munich are offering me a job, 125k a week, which is lower than what I'm being paid at the moment. But bearing in mind, Man City a Champions League club, Bayern Munich a Europa League club, so I don't think it's too important. I mean, we've won everything we can in England, so I guess time is right to take the next step in my career, and that is manage in a foreign country, something we didn't do in the previous version in the Globe Explorer. Obviously, it's called the Globe Explorer. We have to travel abroad now, so I guess it's time to go. I mean, let's take a look at around this Man City squad one more time, just to see if there's any players we could potentially sign for Bayern Munich. I'm not sure what the state of the squad is in need for Bayern Munich, but we might just scout the squad. I think LaRusso could potentially be a very good signing for Man City. Maybe Harushka? Who knows? But we're just probably just gonna see if we can squeeze a bit more out of it. Maybe like 150k or 160k. Are they gonna accept that? I don't think they will. But just so it's a little less, let's go 100. Yeah, 145. That's gonna be my final offer. That's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fantastic. It's a 3-year contract until 2038. Obviously, if we win the title in our first season, that's all good. So at least we know we're gonna have a couple of seasons with Bayern Munich because they're not in the Champions League. That is very good. So we'll do this. Take a look at the squad. We'll see what we need to do, and then we'll end the episode from there. So, in a move which is sure to spark plenty of heated debate, Jack Clatworthy has left Man City to join Bayern Munich. So I think Pep Guardiola made the reverse move from this. He was at Bayern Munich, then joined Man City. I think that's what he did. So Clatworthy lifted the Premier League with Man City 2033. Clatworthy will face pressure to bring immediate success to the Allianz Arena, having stepped up from previous standing to take sole charge, and will need to hit the ground running if he is to win over those who believe his appointment is a questionable decision. I mean, we won everything in England with Man City. I don't think it's a questionable decision. Abel Ferreira, who the hell are you? Who's Abel Ferreira? I never heard of him at all. Was considered to be the favourite for the. No, he wasn't. It was Big Ange Postecoglou. But it's unclear whether. Of course they did. Of course they favoured me all along, man. I guess the big question is, who the hell are Man City going to appoint now? It's got to be someone good enough to win the Premier League and the Champions League. Obviously, something I couldn't do, something I struggled with. But I think looking at this, obviously, I'm not sure what Bayern Munich have been doing in the most recent years. They did lose the Champions League final, which I guess it ain't the worst thing. So this is, at the moment, their best 11. It's a 4-3-3. Obviously, they've got Costa in goal. Back four, Venturelli, Bruno, Rebosson, and Hector Fort. Obviously, Hector Fort playing for Barcelona in real life. McIntosh at the base of midfield. He doesn't sound very German, is he? He's English. They've got Gary and Komashi, Bergkamp, Cisco, and Hendrick. This Bergkamp fella, very, very good player. Came up on my scout report quite a few times with Man City, so they're not too fussed about signing players based in Germany. They're not too fussed about me signing German players. So that's, I guess that's important. So the most important things are play attacking football and work within the wage budget and sign players to sell for profit. I think that's all we're going to try and focus on, those three things. Yeah, it'd be nice to sign German players, but it's not the end of the world. So what do they want us to do in terms of league? So they want us to win the Europa League. I think that's very much doable because I think we're the best team in it. Challenge for the Bundesliga title, challenge for the German Cup, German equivalent of the FA Cup, then over the next few seasons or for the foreseeable future, they want us to win the Bundesliga. I think that's all good. I think it's all doable. Uh, no, we won't meet the media because, quite frankly, I don't understand German just yet. I know how to say the. I think eins, zwei, drei. Is that German for 1, 2, 3? That's about as much German I know. Or it might be Swiss. I don't see. Can't remember what it is. I think that might be German. I don't know. I'm not German at all. I'm English, so this might be a struggle. So yeah, winner of the Europa League title challenge and semi-final of the cup. Let's take a look at the squad, see what needs doing. So from what I can see, quite a small squad, so which I guess is good. So obviously, Johannes Bergkamp, probably our best player at the club, only 21 years old. He's signed from Vintesse. You see, he got potential to be homegrown. No, he doesn't. No, he does not. I'm a bit unfortunate at that. I guess they signed him when after he just turned 18. So they've got Johannes Bergkamp, Hendrik, still only 28 years old. He can do a lot of damage, so he's probably going to be our striker. So definitely playing a winger system. Obviously, Gavi is I don't think he's a defensive midfielder. He's probably more of a centre mid, but we'll figure that out when the time comes. So we've got Andres Ramboson, who looks like a very good centre back, 6'2", ball playing defender, I think. Then we've got Talos Garcia Serral, who is a striker. Yeah, we've got Endrick and Serral. We've got this guy is joining PSG. Why are we letting him go? So that's one less player to worry about. Paul Warner is a centre attacker mid, right winger. Probably his best role is in the centre attacker mid. So I'm leaning towards a 4-2-3-1. I'm just not sure who our star striker is going to be. Serral is wanted by Inter Milan. And we've also got Benjamin Sisko. Oh, that's even more interesting because he's another great striker. So potentially a 4-2-4 because Paul Waller can play in centre mid, can also play on. Yeah, I don't really know what we're going to do. We've also got other notable players, including Venturelli, right back, Kremashi, a good, decent centre mid playmaker. We've got Hector Fort, who is a right back, but probably has been playing left back for them. So we've got right backs sorted. We've got two decent right backs in all fairness, so that's all good. Got another decent youngish striker slash right winger, and this squad has got potential. Then other notable youngster, we've got Stefan Balch. Great hair, by the way, fantastic hair. 5'11". You are most definitely a left back. Who's he wanted by? We're probably. Is anyone out of contract? No, there's a notable players out of contract next year, so I guess we'll probably just work on trying to get those out. Probably want to offer the trade at club players new contracts. So I guess this squad does have potential. There's a few players that could potentially be gotten rid of, like Diego Costa. I think we could potentially get a better goalkeeper. Maybe definitely a few more centre backs. We've got lots of defensive mids, which potentially Diamond. And we've got Lars Hayne who could. Oh, no, because Bergkamp's a right winger. So I'd probably 4-3-3, or I don't know what formation we're gonna play. What did they play last year? That's what I want to know. What did they play last year? They did so terrible with. So, from what I can see, they played a 4-3-3 up until about April, which is presuming when they sacked their current manager, and they switched to a 4-2-3-1 with defensive mids and pretty much won most of the games. So I'm thinking a 4-2-3-1 because it worked so well with Man City. So I think we probably just do the same. We gegenpress 4-2-3-1, and this. Oh, that's interesting. It suggests a 4-2-4. It loads up a 4-2-4. This probably won't be. I don't like playing with defensive mids. So I'd much rather play with centre mids. But we'll do a gegenpress 4-2-4, 4-2-3-1, both with centre mids. Then we might just do a. We'll just do gegenpress all along. Just gegenpress our way to the victory. Then we'll do a 4-3-3. So load up all the gegenpress options. So we'll go with this option first. Then potentially fourth. Yeah, we could probably use a mixture of these three formations throughout the whole season. So yeah, we've declined to meet the press. I guess we'll probably. I think we'll probably just leave it at that for now. Then we can obviously we need to move house, which will be coming up in tomorrow's episode or in the next episode. If it might be tomorrow, might not be tomorrow. So I guess we'll leave it at that. So bye bye Man City, and well, yeah, just bye bye Man City, and hopefully we win everything in Germany. Then potentially, obviously, if we don't win the Champions League with Bayern Munich, we move on to Spain, Italy, France until we win the Champions League. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.